Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting your girl on this channel. So all credit goes to the creators in this video. So guys, in today's video,
I'm understanding him correctly, did he say that if you're illegal you have to get out now, but if you're working for a farmer for 25 years or in hospitality, then it turned out to be okay and now you can stay? I guess maybe now it's affecting him. Who's gonna mow his yard? Who's gonna
so
build his
guys, is it okay to say that Trump is softening on immigration? Because talking about the farm workers deportation, right? Because we all know that nowadays, like right now, is pushing on the most aggressive deportation policies in modern US history. But it looks like in a recent press event, it said, and I quote, our farmers have good workers, right? They have worked for them for 20 years. They are not citizens, but they have turned out to be great. We are going to do something about that. Guys, what do you think? Do you think that he knows that those farmers are struggling without these workers, and now he's saying that he might pull back on deportation for them, right? And he also posted on his Truth Social where he said, our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-time workers away from farmers, and that is not good. And he ended the post by saying, we must protect our farmers but get the criminals out. Guys, what do you think about this? In the comment section, what do you think it means? Let me know what you think. Let's watch these videos.
Breaking news. President Trump just announced that he's going to issue an executive order to protect certain farm workers and people that work in hotels and the hospitality business. We will.
Hey, I didn't think I'd be back so early in the day. But guess what? Taco strikes again. It has just been announced that Syphilitic Sid is doing what, y'all? He's reversing course on his immigration stance. Why? The farmers are suffering. Too many people are losing their businesses because, they've had workers, good workers, and now they're losing money and they're losing their farms. No, your donors are losing money. And you've heard, Sid, about all the MAGA regret. You've heard about all the people who voted for you and then turned around and had their family members deported. Yeah, Taco. We love it. We love this for you. We love this for you. Now, all you need with that taco is some queso and chips and an ice cold Corona with lime.
Just admit that deportations are hurting the economy? In a post on Truth Social this morning, Trump said that he's heard from business leaders that his mass deportation agenda is taking very good long-time workers away from them. Our great farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-time workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace. In the same online message, he added that he wants to protect our farmers while getting criminals out of the country. Changes are coming, he concluded.
Wow, it's almost like everyone told you that was going to happen. Crazy. But also,
Are you actually admitting this right now? Publicly? I feel like he's crashing out. The taco thing made him lose his mind, and then Elon, and then it's just been one thing after another. But part of me is always like, okay, so what are you up to next? What are you distracting us from? Because rarely does he actually mean that shit. But we are gonna hope and pray and act like, yes, that's true. Make sure you tell every MAGA supporter.
It appears as though Donald Trump has just worked out that his deportation policies hurt American farmers. Who knew? I mean, as we say in London, what a plonker. What a complete plonker. This was as obvious as you like. But Donald Trump has just done a news conference now where he's been saying that, unfortunately, there have been some workers on American farms and they might not be citizens and have all the paperwork, but they've been working there for 20 or 25 years and done a really good job. And now farmers are having to get in criminals and things like that instead. And it's so obvious what's happened here. Big farming businesses in the States will have been trying to get his attention for a long time. They will have finally got his attention, maybe through, threats of what's likely to happen, but they've got it through to Donald Trump's thick skulls that if all of the immigrant workforce get chased out of the States, then this is what is going to happen. Lots of American farms will go bust. Other American farms won't be able to harvest and sow all of their produce. That means there's going to be a shortage of food in the US. That's going to drive up prices. And with Donald Trump's 10% tariffs on absolutely everyone from the rest of the world trying to sell in food produce into the US, that means that basic food prices are going to rocket right up. And that is going to drive inflation up, and that is going to weaken Americans' economies. And the rural states are going to be really pissed off with Donald Trump about this, and his approval ratings are already sliding. So this has clearly finally gotten through to his dense skull, because now he is realizing that it is not right to be chasing off a lot of the hard-working workforce on American farms. So changes are coming, and he's going to think of something different and watch this space and all of this BS. Whether he'll be able to turn on a dime fast enough in order to save American agriculture for its output this summer and autumn, who's to know? But it's so obvious that this would happen. We had the same thing in the UK, incidentally, with Brexit, which the UK voted for by 52% to 48% in 2016. And part of all of the politicking and angling around that was keeping fellow Europeans out of the UK. And that included a lot of workforce, particularly Eastern European workforce, that would come over and work seasonally on our farms. And Brexit just made all of that more difficult. So what did we have in the UK? We had lots of fruit and vegetables rotting in fields and in greenhouses. And at the same time, we also had barriers with food coming in from Europe because of the whole Brexit deal. And that really pushed food prices up and deteriorated the quality of food that we had in our shelves. So this is not a new thing, right? This is clearly a case of Donald Trump diving for policies before he understands fully what the implications of the policies are. But it is obvious AF. And here we are now, and he's starting to realize what his smash and grab of the immigrant workforce means to American productivity in the rural states and the cost of food right across the states. Well done, Don.
Donald Trump is alleging that he's changing his tactics when it comes to going after migrants who work in farming or leisure. This post comes from his Truth Social, and it's really worth breaking down exactly what's happening here. He starts with, our great farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-time workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace. Basically saying the rich people that I know are complaining that they're losing the people they're exploiting. Again, Trump and his friends are not seeing these migrants as people. They're seeing them as dollars. Then he goes on to make the ridiculous claim, in many cases, the criminals allowed into our country by the very stupid Biden open borders policy are applying for those jobs. So now the criminals are taking the jobs? He kept saying migrants are lazy and don't want to work. So now it's some of them are really good workers, skilled, that you can't just replace them, and also the criminals want to work. It's all chaos the same way this administration has been chaos. Now, reports are already saying that there is no policy change coming out of the Trump administration when it comes to immigrants in farming or hospitality. And I'll finish this video by saying I am sick and tired of the kind of narrative chokehold that Trump has over the immigrant community and the Latino community specifically. I tried to look up when was the last time Donald Trump said something positive about immigrants or Latinos, and everything I looked on said 404 error. nothing is found. For the 10 plus years we've had to listen to Donald Trump be a politician, he has done nothing but degrade our community. And now that his rich buddies are in trouble, now all of a sudden we're good, hardworking people with skills that cannot be replaced. Yes, we are those things. We're also good, we're caring, we're about family, we're funny, we're smart. We're human beings. And if now we're going to start having discussions about work permits for these good workers, it should come with something more than just 2 years to continue to be exploited. It should also come with a pathway to a status or...
Made you change your mind about targeting in California farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business?
Well, we're not targeting. In fact, if you look today, I put out a statement today about farmers. Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not.
Here is the Truth Social post that he is talking about. Feel free to pause it to read it in its entirety. Well, the Mad King has walked back yet again and proving himself to be the taco man that he is. I'm sure many of you are also aware of the articles that had been coming out prior to this, where people were saying that the Gestapo is targeting friends and family, the non-criminals. As we have been saying from the beginning, these mass deportations are unnecessary. The Gestapo has been abusing their power. And the fact that he is now choosing to walk back on farm workers who we have said this entire time are not criminals, the criminals that he has been describing, they have not even been going for in the first place. They've been targeting law-abiding, hard-working immigrants in this country. The Gestapo has been basically doing stop and frisk and doing racial profiling, and that's why so many people are upset around this country. Now, it's fuck ICE over here because they have shown time and time again that they are simply dog shit human beings. People have been upset about the lack of humanity that they have displayed. Just because somebody is not a citizen of this country does not give you the right to treat them like scum and to abuse them and violate their human rights. I believe that he's walking back on this just as he walked back on the tariffs because farmers have called him up and told him, hey, you're taking all of our workers. What are we supposed to do? How are we going to make our profits? We would have to bail them out yet again. This has been an expensive waste of time, as many of us have said. This is a self-imposed problem because if you remember, back during the Biden presidency, there was a bipartisan immigration reform bill that had been put in place. But Trump said that he didn't want to solve the problem because he didn't want to give Biden a win prior to the elections. He ran on this tough on crime, tough on immigration platform to get elected. We know what the problems are when it comes to immigration. There are not enough immigration judges. There is so much bureaucracy. It takes too damn long for people who want to become citizens to become citizens. The process it takes years. There needs to be a pathway to citizenship. That includes immigrants who are working here on visas. That includes people who are students. That includes DACA recipients who came here while they were young. We know what the problems are. Now it's time to address them. It's time to stop doing this bullshit Gestapo and this show of fascist authoritarianism. Now, we know what the problem is. Those of us who have some damn sense, immigrants are not the reason that people are poor. Immigrants are not the reason that people are suffering in this country. It's because of the billionaires. It's because of the Republicans. It's because of our corrupt politicians in this country who are continuing to fuck us American citizens. The immigrants are not the problem. But I know that the racists in his base are going to be so upset with this because they don't want immigrants of any kind in this country. Because if you'll notice, whether that be on Twitter or any other social media, whenever the right-wing conspiracy theorists, the crazies, the MAGA idiots push this idea of the perfect America, of we want to go back to when America was great, their images are only of white people because they only envision a white America. There's no space for us, people of color, of black people, to be in this country. They don't want that. They wanted white America, a white Christian America. But those of us who truly understand the history of this country know that this country was built off the backs of slaves, and it was then further progressed off of the
So I'm
backs
just
of...
here thinking, and I'm like, okay, so if he actually pardons all these farmers, or is it even okay to use the word pardon? Because what about all the other people that have been deported, right? There are many of them that have also spent 20, 30 years. Some of them have even deported themselves, right? So what is the future holding for these other people? Because if you are saying that, okay, is willing in quotes to let this farmer stay, what does the future hold for those that are self-deporting or those that have even gone? Do you think it's a fair deal? Do you think it's okay? Let me know what you think in the comment section. I really want to hear from you. If you have found value in this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you can know when I post a new video. And I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Ciao.